Now what if your piece says to do an increase, say a 2 double crochet increase. Now your pattern should tell you where to do your increase, but let's say we're going to increase at the beginning of our row. All that means is to put 2 stitches in the same stitch. Now since a double crochet would normally start in the second stitch, I'll put a double crochet here in the first stitch, so that gives me an increase of 1 double crochet on that row so far. And when I get to the end, I would put a double crochet in 2 double crochets in that last stitch, and that would give me an increase there. You can increase at any point in your work. It doesn't have to be the beginning or the end. It depends on what your pattern tells you that you need. But for this circumstance, we're going to say that we're going to increase at the end of our row and at the beginning of our row. So if I had 12 stitches on this row to begin with, when I end, I should have 14 stitches. See, I made 2 stitches in that same stitch. So let's see. Our chain up counts as a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we do have 14 stitches on this row. When your pattern says to work 2 double crochets in the same stitch, that's essentially an increase. But they may not say increase. They may just say work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. That's an increase. And that's exactly what you do. If you worked a double crochet in this stitch and it says to work another one in the same stitch, that's what you do. Go right into the same stitch. Now say our next row we come along and it says to decrease. You might see 2 double crochets together. A lot of people get confused by that term, but what it means is to do a decrease. How do you do a decrease? Well, the different stitches decrease in different ways. If you're going to make a single crochet decrease, for example, let's work 1 regular single crochet here. You work the stitch to the last step, just like as though you were going to join a new color. Insert my hook, yarn over and pull through. Now if I was to finish this stitch, I would yarn over and pull through 2 for a single crochet. But I want to decrease. I want to make 1 stitch using 2 stitches from the previous row. So I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. I made 1 stitch. I created 1 loop at the top, but I used 2 stitches at the bottom. See, I'll make 2 more regular single crochets. Then say I want to decrease again. I would insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, but I'm not going to finish that stitch. I'm going to go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That gives me a decrease. I used 2 stitches to make 1, and that's in a single crochet. Now, if I was to make a double crochet decrease, I would do it similarly in the sense that I'm going to work my double crochet to before the last step. Now, if I was joining yarn, this is where I would join yarn, but I'm not going to join yarn. I want to use 2 stitches to make 1. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Now I have 4 loops on hook. I'm going to yarn over 2 and then yarn over 3. I'm going to make 2 more double crochets, just regular. Then I'm going to do another decrease. Yarn over to make it to the last, before the last step. Yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And now I have 2 decreases, two double crochets together in that row. put about a half double crochet decrease. Here I have three half doubles. A half double, you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. Now at this point for a half double I would yarn over and pull through 3, but I'm not doing that because I'm decreasing. So I'm going to insert, yarn over, insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Now I have 5 loops on hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. Now I've made a decrease. Now we're going to talk about working in round. You have an object and you want to work around it. You want to go around the ring. Usually use a plastic ring. I just have this keychain ring that I found. What I'm going to do first is make a slip knot on my hook. Remember, I'll drop this down and make my slip knot. And I'm going to take my ring and I'm going to insert my hook in the ring, grab my yarn, pull it through, and complete my stitch, whatever stitch that you want it to be. Then I'm going to continue to stick my hook in the center of the ring, yarn over and pull through, so that I'm working around the ring. You can do this with fancy shiny thread to make a little decorative thing. You can use a really small hook and make a button or just whatever floats your boat. There. You just keep inserting your hook in the center of the ring and going around till you have the number of stitches that you want for your ring. See how that looks. Now if you don't have a ring but you need a ring, you can do that as well. There's different ways that you can make a ring. I like to use the adjustable ring. What that is I just make a ring, make like a loop with my thread, and then I insert my hook in the center. Here's the loop, here's the thread going, make it shorter so you can see it. Here's the thread going from away from my skein. I'm just going to make a loop. Here's the thread coming from my skein, and I'm just going to grab it and pull it through. Then I'm going to make my chains. Say I'm making double crochets. Then I'm going to make them in the center of the ring that I just made, just as though this would be that key ring that I was just using. This is my ring. Then when I get to where I have all the stitches that I want, I can close up the ring and then there will be no hole here. And that's what I like about the adjustable ring, especially for working with hats where you don't want a hole. Now say it doesn't matter to you if you have a hole. Maybe you don't want to make the adjustable ring. So you can make a slip knot. You can chain however many, let's say 5. 4, 5. Then you join, you slip stitch by sticking your hook into that first chain that you made, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through the loop that was on your hook, and there you have a ring. And you can make your stitches, say 2. Then you're going to go into that center of the ring, right into the center, and make your stitch right into the center of the ring. And as you make more and more stitches, your ring will open up. There is even another way to make a ring. I have my slip knot on my hook. I'm going to make a bunch of chains. Now you want to chain loosely, especially this first loop. Then you're going to work your stitches right into that first chain. However many you need. That chain is going to stretch to fit however many stitches you need to put in there. So you don't have to worry about it being too small. You just keep going into that first chain and making however many you want, whatever your pattern calls for. And that's just another method. So you have many choices when you're working in the round.